Okay, so I'm going to review how to create a line graph in Excel with error bars, and I'm going to use this made-up photosynthesis data where we did the spinach discs floating, and I pretended that I did it for white, red, blue, and green light, 2 trials with an average and standard deviation. Okay, so you click anywhere outside of your data. You go to Data, Insert, Line Graph, and you pick the top left one right here. Then we're going to right click in here and do Select Data, and this is very similar to how we do a bar graph. And I want to add each of my data series. So I'm going to start with white light, and I'm going to select the averages over the whole 10 minutes. Add the next one, red light. And so on and so forth. Blue light, light. The last one is if you needed to, you could also change your time intervals or your horizontal axis labels over here. But mine, that looks okay for me. So I'm going to hit OK. And my graph looks good. So the next thing we need to do is add error bars to each one of these. So you click on one, and we'll go to Chart Tools, Layout, Error Bars. And just like how we do in the bar graph, more error bar options, Custom, Specify Value, that, and you're going to select all of the standard deviations for the full 10 minutes or for your full time interval for the positive error value, and select the same standard deviations for your negative error value. Okay. And I will do the same thing for my red light. Custom, specify value. Positive and negative error values. And next is for the blue light. Is that right? Blue light. That looks good. And this is actually all zero, so it's not going to change anything, but we'll do it anyway. Okay, there we go. So we have the line graph with error bars. If this is what you came on here, or if this is why you're watching to learn how to do the error bars or to learn how to do a line graph, then we are done. There's just a few more things I want to add. I want to change this vertical axis so it starts at 0, and I want to add axes titles. And I also want to add a text box. So first thing is I'm going to change this axis title. So I'm going to just click on anywhere in the chart, and I'll go to Layout up here and Axes, Primary Vertical Axes, more primary vertical axis options. And so here there's a whole bunch of options that you can change. You can change the tick marks, the value that it starts at and stops at. So if you wanted it to be tighter to your data, like if I wanted this to end at 10.5, so my data is more spread out, sometimes it looks better that way. I could also change the major unit. It's going every 2. If I wanted to go every 1, I would change it here. Okay, but the only thing right now I want to change is I want this to start at 0. So I'm going to change this to fixed at 0. And there we go. So the next thing I want to do is axis titles. So we'll start with the horizontal axis, and we want the title below axis, and I'm just going to call this minute. And we also want the vertical axis, nope, sorry, axis titles, vertical axis, rotated title, and call this number of image disks floating. Okay, and then the last thing is I want to add that text box that we did very similar to the bar graph, and I'm just going to show you one that I already have here. So ignore the other graph there. Line graph showing the number of spinach disks floating over a 10-minute period under white, red, blue, and green light. Error bar showing a standard deviation. 2 trials were performed for each light color. And on this one, I have uncertainty for the minutes. I didn't take off the -2 here, but I did on the other one. So that's it. Thank you.